Hey, treasure fan, Joe Pal, Big D back here again with another weekly news announcement. And this is going to be for November 3rd. This is going to be for November 10th. And this is going to be for November, 17th. I want to start off with the video by saying I'm sorry I didn't post a video last week and a half. There's been some things going on. I lost my job due to COVID. My wife's hours have been scaled back, so we've been really kind of struggling lately. So we've been trying to work things out. And with the election last week, and everybody was so focused on that, myself included, that I felt that last week could just take, and there was not much really come out. When I'm going to talk to you about what came out last week, this week, and next week, it's not a whole lot, and announcement-wise, it was even less. So, but I want to say I am back. You'll be seeing some more videos from me. It just took me a little time. Now, there might be a couple days where I don't have videos, and I'm still trying to get through stuff, but I feel bad that I haven't posted anything in a little while, and I don't want you guys to think that I've just vanished. I'm still here. I'm just dealing with, life. So, all right, let's get anyways, I'm all over the place. Those of you new to my channel, I usually do this video every week where I talk about what's coming out new on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K this week. Next week, anything is majorly announced. So this is going to be a little bit of a kind of combining of a couple weeks. So let's talk about what came out on the 3rd. So last week, we did get V for Vendetta that came out on 4K, and there was a special edition Steelbook from Best Buy. Let's see here, Game of Thrones 4K Steelbook set came out last week. We also have Kick-Ass 4K, which, by the way, I just want to say, okay, I had some Best Buy certificates, so I did go in and I did get the Kick-Ass 4K Steelbook. Thank goodness I saved my certificate, so this I managed to get for free. So, yeah, there we go. So, I had that, and I did get, let's see here. So Antebellum came out last week. Josie and the Pussycats Complete Series came out last week. Grease 4K, and there's a Steelbook, and I have seen that at Best Buy. Actually looked pretty neat, but I'm still happy with my Grease, the 3-movie Steelbook that I got about a year ago. They had Grease 2, and it had the live-action one. I don't necessarily know if I need that movie in 4K, so I'm happy with that, but that is out now. And the last thing will be Man of the Year from, I want to say it was Kino Lorber, which is the Robin Williams movie. That was last week. This week, which this Tuesday, we got Shout Factory released Bride of Dracula. Then also this week, I pre-booked this a long time ago, Bill and Ted Face the Music. So I did get this. I had to get I'm a completionist, and I did pre-book this thing a while ago. So as soon as they put it up, I felt that I was going to buy the digital download for this, but I thought the same price I can get the movie with the digital and everything if I wait a couple months. That's what I did instead. So I got that. Also this week, let's see, Amazon Winter on the Moon's coming out by Kino Lorber, which is a really good comedy. Also we have, Tourist Trap, Retro Edition VHS Tourist Trap. It's a Blu-ray, but it's a VHS, packaging, and it's being put out by Full Moon, and it's Tourist Trap, but their version of Tourist Trap's always been deleted, I guess, some scene. I've personally never seen the movie, go figure. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know what they're talking about. But apparently there's a couple scenes they deleted out of this that have been added back into this. So if you want the full, complete Tourist Trap feature, this is the way to go. Also, this week, they did release Mulan, the live action, and Mulan, the animated movie, both Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K. And they also released Steelbooks for both of them. I've seen them. I went into Best Buy because I really wanted to see what they look like. I saw them. I think that the animated Mulan Steelbook is a lot nicer. Don't get me wrong, the live action Mulan's okay, but the animated one looked really cool. I'm a big fan of it. It's probably my third favorite Disney animated movie behind Up and oh boy, I've just completely blanked. I know Up is one of them because that gets me every time, and Black Cauldron. So that is it for this week and next week. Let's talk about what comes out next week. I said for the week before and this week. Let's talk about what comes out next week. Next week, we do have a few things. Shout Factory, Scream Factory is releasing Twins, the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, which I hope to get soon. They're also released, I believe this is Criterion or Arrow is releasing Ghost Dog Way of the Warrior, which is a really good movie. There's also coming out I think it's a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, but Resident Evil, I think there's also, no, it might not be exclusive. I think it's not a Steelbook, so it's just to everybody. But there is a Resident Evil 4K collection coming out next week with all the Resident Evil movies in 4K. I think that's the first time we've seen Resident Evil 1 and 2 and 3 in 4K. I know the last couple I came with 4Ks, I have them, but that's going to be a big box set. I've seen what it looks like. It's interesting. I don't like, they put it in a box, and each box has this like almost like a looks like a file envelope, right? That you open up, the disc is on one side, but it's all cardboard, and they have one for each individual movie. And I hate when they do that. Wish they put some. The box itself is pretty sturdy, but the individual movies are on these little flimsy cardboard things. I hate when they do that because those things have a tendency to get damaged really easily. So, but it is a way to get all, and it's relatively cheap. It's a way to get all of them on 4K. Next week, we also have an anniversary edition of Arrow's releasing Silent Running next week in a special edition. The new Mutants does come out next week on Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K, and there is a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook on that one. The Hammer Films collection by Mill Creek, 20 Hammer movies. I believe it's all of them, or at least a good chunk of them coming out next week. We also have, let's see, I can't read my own writing. Let's see, Inner Sanctum coming out by Mill Creek. We also got the, Crudes coming out in 4K. And Westworld Season 3, that's why I couldn't read. Westworld Season 3 comes out next week, and there's an exclusive Steelbook for that one as well, if you've gotten the first two Steelbooks. But that's it. There's not much coming out. I was quite surprised. I knew that we haven't had a lot of theatrical releases, but it just seemed like they could have done a little more catalog titles, but whatever. Anyways, what was announced for the last couple weeks, we did get Lovecraft Country Season 1, which, by the way, I did finish that. I really liked it. You need to be mindful of it, though, because up until the last episode, they really don't answer many questions. The first, 9 episodes, is all questions. Every episode, I'm like, so, yeah. I literally had a list of questions I couldn't answer. The last part, the second to last episode and the last episode answered it, almost everything. But still, you just hang in there with it. Trust me, it's a really good show. The IP Man Collection, all 4 movies, 4K in a box set coming out. That comes out the 15th of December. Oh, Lovecraft Country comes out in January. Boy, I can't talk. Then Tenet, they have announced Tenet, and that will be out on the 15th of December as well. I haven't seen anything about special editions or anything like that yet. And then one last thing that was announced that I could find, again, it wasn't a whole lot, was Scream Factory is releasing a special collector's edition of My Bloody Valentine, the original, not the remake. And this was going to come with a Steelbook, I believe, and an actual action figure of the guy with the whole mining gear on and stuff like that. So that ought to be pretty cool. It comes out next year. But that is it. I mean, again, there wasn't a whole lot. We're at that time of the year. A lot of studios don't release a whole lot during this latter part of the year. They usually release it in October and beginning part of November to get everything ready for the holiday season. So we are going to see a few more things this year, but just not a whole lot, unfortunately. COVID's kind of killed this industry too. So, but never say never. I know that there's some stuff planned for next year with the introduction recently of PlayStation 5. Maybe that'll pique some more interest in 4K and start putting out some more 4K stuff. I know that if you remember when PlayStation 3 came out, that was the best way really at that time to get a Blu-ray player, because you got a Blu-ray player and a video game system and all. And I remember Blu-rays took off like nobody's business after PS3 came out. So I'm kind of hoping the same thing. I did notice a lot of the ads this year have a lot of really good, decent deals on 4K TV. So I'm hoping this year maybe enough people will get these systems that 4K might come out a little bit more. I know there's 8K on the horizon, which I can pretty much safely say now I probably will never get into, because 8K is for the extreme elite files, the ones that have more money than they know what to do with, and I just don't have that kind of money. And I saw a presentation on it the other day, and to be honest with you, the human eye has a hard enough time. The 4K stuff, the 8K stuff, man, it's most of it you can't even see with the human eye. The human eye can't even, can't even extrapolate when it's coming at you. So I didn't notice much of a difference. The sound obviously is always really good because you get a really good sound system, but the picture wise, I mean, maybe if you had one of those like $12,000 TVs, you probably would notice a little bit difference. But for me, I love watching movies. If I got to watch it on my 4K Samsung, I'm perfectly fine with that. So anyways, I just don't see them actually mass producing 8Ks, because 4K is a very small niche of the market right now anyways, and that would even be smaller than 4K, which is only, I think 4K comprises about 5% of the 5 or 6% of the total movie purchase and market. So who knows? But anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be on the lookout. I'm going to put my Best Buy. This should actually be out tomorrow. My Black Friday review. I did go through all the ads with the exception of one that I haven't found yet, and to tell you what I found and see what you guys thought. It'll be a really quick video just to kind of get it out there. I do it every year. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, truly appreciate it. Thanks and hanging in with me. I even appreciate that more. Please be safe out there. The virus seems to just have a mind of its own right now. So please be safe out there and take care. Always keep hunting, because you know what? You never know what's going to find. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.